Hey guys, Dr. Kaihu here, welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be doing a continuation to the what-if that was suggested to me by guys, and that is, what if Naruto was raised by the Sage of Six Paths, Part 4. Now as usual guys, if you guys can, please like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, leave the bell notification on so you guys will be the first to get my new content, and of course follow me on Discord guys, to which I'll leave a link in the description. All you need to do is copy and paste, go to Discord, paste it there, add me, and if it's still pending, either I'll add you at 8 to 8:30 PM New Zealand Standard Times, or early in the morning when I start my recording, okay guys? But yeah, and on that guys, I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves in this weird climate of the world that's going down right now. Everything is like really mixed up. So I hope you guys will take care of yourselves, okay? And I hope you enjoy this next video that I'm about to do. But as usual guys, without further ado, let's get into this next part of the what if, and that is, what if Naruto was raised by the Sage of Six Paths, Part 4. So let's begin. Big recap on what happened previously guys. I just need to reconfirm that the person I was talking about yesterday was not Anko. I was meant to be saying Kurenai, but for some reason I got it mixed up, so it kind of cracked me up when I rewatched it, and people commented about it. Kind of made me laugh, but hey, my bad. So yeah, bear in mind the person that Sakura fought in the last round when they came back to the village was Kurenai, okay? And Sakura demolished her, Sasuke demolished Kakashi, and Naruto, without forcing Guy to go to the 8th gate, he demolished Might Guy, okay? So when they became a full team, they did the same things. They went through the Kazekage retrieval arc, where they went to Hidden Sand and saved Konkoro, and after Paku found the Akatsuki base, Team 7 was ready themselves to head out to meet them. So there's a recap guys, let's get into the continuation of this part, okay? So let's begin. So as Paku gave the message that he knows exactly where they go and how to find the base, what ends up happening is Kakashi already has his team ready and rearing. And this is when Lady Chia comes and states that she wants to come. After all, Sasori is her grandchild, and what kind of grandmother does not want to dote over her grandchild? Kakashi at first was about to say no, but maybe she can have some insight against this guy. Bearing in mind this guy uses puppets, and he has a puppet that's pretty much like the Kazekage with iron release, magnet release. So Kakashi agrees, and as everyone readies themselves up, they begin to leave, and they rush off. They rush off immediately. This is when they all talk about strategy. They understand that they're going to go up against really powerful Jonin, and so they need to understand. So both Sasuke and Sakura both understand that they're going to rotate on Genjutsu and close quarter combat, because Sakura is very strong, thanks to her unique abilities from Lady Tsunade. And Naruto himself can just bounce either way. He can do Genjutsu, physical taijutsu, or just normal ninjutsu, okay? Because he's just who Naruto is. Well, as they're heading off, the Sage of Six Paths tells Naruto to be careful, and so does Kurama, because they have a bad feeling about what's coming, what they're about to see. Naruto goes, "Don't worry, Gramps, I'll make sure." And so as they run and as they continue moving on to the area, what happens is, because of how uniquely fast and strong they are, they actually force Kakashi to run faster, and even Lady Shio. And Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, they don't make the same movements. They actually make sure they're erratic, keeping whoever or whatever is watching them off their target, off their backs, because of their non-linear movements. And when they get to an area where they're free of all the shrubbery and everything like that, they're about to jump out and leave the clearing, but a person approaches. It lands right in front of them. Without hesitation though, Sasuke knows exactly who this is. He pulls a sword out, and he activates the Sharingan, looks right at him and goes, "Itachi." Itachi looks at Sasuke and goes, "Hello little brother." Itachi looks right at Sasuke with the Sharingan, and Sasuke goes, "You're not going to scare me no more with your power." Sasuke instantly flips his sword over and powers lightning chakra through his sword. And Itachi goes, "What makes you think I'm actually here, little brother?" And Sasuke goes, "There's not a Genjutsu, so either that's you or someone is really good at posing as you." And Itachi goes, little brother. And as Itachi lifts his finger up, Sasuke didn't realize that he was actually in a Genjutsu. at that time. What ended up happening is Itachi used his full Sharingan abilities to place Sasuke into that genjutsu. But once Sasuke noticed it, he instantly broke out of it. And when he breaks out of it, he sees that Naruto is already speed blitzing him. He's already pretty much sealed him in place. Bear in mind, Naruto understands Sasuke's goal, so Naruto's not going to do it for Sasuke. Instead, Naruto speed blitzed Itachi and pretty much put a seal on the ground, locking him in place until Sasuke was fully aware of the situation. And if Sasuke gets out of his his stupor or his blindness to what Itachi did, he gets really angry. And getting really angry, he looks at Itachi, he blitzes the him, he grabs his sword, and goes, "This is for the Uchiha!" Jumps up and stabs right through Itachi's chest. When he stabs right through his brother, he pumps as much lightning chakra into it to fry him. And as Sasuke sees this, Itachi smiles looking at Sasuke. And what happens is Itachi goes, "I hope this helps." And Sasuke looks at Itachi like, "What?" And as the dying body of Itachi drops, what happens? A sword pulls out and the body turns to someone else. Sasuke goes, "Did you hear that, Naruto?" And he goes, "Yeah. That's odd, don't you think?" They both look at each other like, "What the hell? Why would Itachi say that?" Like, Sasuke and Naruto are very, very confused. But what ends up happening is they know that they can't dawdle over what has transpired. But at the same time, this puts a lot into question in both Naruto and Sasuke. It really does. And so as they move past the dead corpse of the hidden sand shinobi, what ends up happening is where Itachi and Kisame is. Kisame's still fighting. Kisame is not fighting Guy, actually, sorry. Guy and them didn't get sent this time. What ends up happening is Kisame is actually in front of the team and he's waiting for them. He didn't attack because he wanted to see Itachi's motives. Now, Kisame has been, after the incident with meeting Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura in the village and getting pretty much booted out immediately, Kisame is kind of worried upon Itachi's loyalty and the fact that something within him has changed. He doesn't know, he can't put his finger on it, but something has changed. And seeing that little display against Sasuke and Naruto, kind of slowly but surely reconfirmed that Itachi might betray the Akatsuki. And so what happened is Kisame didn't join Itachi in that fight, instead he stayed back. And as they head forward and they're about to reach the Akatsuki base where they land on the water, what happens is multiple shark bombs appear out of the water, like a mini tidal wave, and they're not 1, 2, or 3, hundreds. And he does a big wave at them and goes, "Hey, you little brat, you remember me?" Kisame explodes over and Naruto goes, "Ah, the hidden Mr. Shinobi. Alright then." Naruto instantly powers himself up, readies himself, and as Kisame comes down, Naruto powers up a Rasengan right in front of Kisame. He goes, "You think that trick gonna work twice on me?" Naruto goes, "Yeah, it does." Boom! Speed blitzes Kisame without him even seeing, and Kisame's eyes widen. Naruto goes, "Yep, it did." Boom! Smashes the Rasengan right in his chest, but instead of letting it just push him away, Naruto he goes from a little Rasengan to a giant Rasengan, makes a massive one, consuming Kisame so much that the body of the hidden sand shinobi that is replacing Kisame, is you can not really detect anything really left of their body after Naruto exploded the jutsu. And then so what happens is when Kisame wakes up, he's like, "Ugh, that damn kid, what the hell?" And he goes, "Itachi!" Itachi's already standing up. He walks away. He's already walking away. And Kisame's like, looking at Itachi like, "Something's not right with you." And what happens is Kisame keeps it in mind for now. But what happens is when they get there, Naruto and Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi and Chio, they look and they see that, what's it called? They see the boulder and Naruto touches it and realizes this boulder. He deduces that there's a seal upon it. And Kakashi goes, "We need to find all 5 tags." And Naruto goes, "Not to worry then, Kakashi Sensei." Naruto does, what's it called? Multi-shadow clone jutsus, where he sends hundreds of clones out to find them. And about a minute or two, they find all the tags. And then Naruto releases all the other clones, but the ones that pull the tag. And so when they pull all four tags, what ends up happening is copies of Naruto appear. Naruto sees them and goes, "Wow, doppelgangers of myself. What an interesting sealing jutsu." So Naruto, what happens is all the clones destroy each other. They destroy the remnants of all the copies of themselves. And what happens after defeating them easily? What happens is Naruto, he senses something weird, and so does Hagoromo. He's like, "They can't be." And Naruto, without doing what Sakura does, which he runs back, Naruto stands by the wall, puts his hands on it, and then punches it with his right hand. completely shattering the wall. And as the barrier comes down, what happens is Naruto does a massive breakthrough jutsu to push all the boulders all away, scatter it within the room. So if whoever's in there is going to get hit by the attack. And what happens is when all the boulders get sent flying, Naruto looks around and he sees what's it called, Deidara and Sasori, but he also sees the giant Gedo statue. He also sees what's it called, the Akatsuki leader, looking right at Naruto with the Rinnegan. Naruto sees all the people standing on the hands. When Naruto sees this, Hagoromo was like, he kind of grits his teeth. He goes, he has my eyes. Naruto looks at it, he goes, what, Gramps? He goes, he has my eyes. And looks really closely. Hagoromo quickly looks real closely. He goes, that's the Gedo statue. And then what happens, because Gaara's body's on the ground, he goes, I know what's happening. And before the Sages Spark can say anything, everyone disappears but the two Akatsuki members, Deidara and Sasori. And Hagoromo goes, Naruto, quickly end this. Naruto goes, looks at the Sages Spark, goes, what? And goes, this is really important, you need to end this now. Naruto goes, alright Gramps. And Naruto tells them to stay back. And then Kakashi, everyone looks at Naruto, knowing Naruto doesn't do things on his own, but when he waves his hand up to stay back, Sasuke and Sakura understand what they need to do. Now bear in mind, Kurama is out of his cage, and he willingly gives Naruto his chakra, but Naruto and Kurama haven't gone to KCM2 yet. So, very soon they will be, of course, because Naruto has earned the trust of Kurama to the point where he can do so. But when Naruto starts to take a step forward, he goes into KCM1. His chakra explodes right in front of them. When Sasori and Deidara see this, at first they just think this is just a display of power, just to show who's strong, you know. But Naruto goes, I was told to end this quickly, so quickly I will. Naruto appears right by Deidara, and Deidara's like, ugh. And so Sasori, they're both shocked, and then Naruto instantly makes 9-tailed chakra arms and backhands both of them, sending them both flying. What happens is Deidara is severely hurt by that one backhand, and Sasori's puppet gets cracked already immediately. When Shio and them see this, Naruto picks up Gaara's body and he gently throws it at Kakashi to catch. And then Naruto looks at Sasori and Deidara. He goes, I hope you guys enjoyed living and doing what you did, because you killed an innocent person. Naruto explodes his hand. He goes, yeah, he may have done bad in his youth, but you have no idea what it's like to be a Jinchuriki. Naruto appears right by Deidara. Deidara's like, is there... No! Naruto slams with Rasengan, destroying the entire whole half on Deidara, killing him immediately. And this is when Sasori doesn't hesitate. He knows that if he does hesitate, he's dead. So he summons all his puppets, all his attacks, to trying to take on Naruto. Naruto looks back at them, and he goes, "Alright then, Sasuke and Sakura, we're going to act." But Naruto, without hesitation, he jumps up in the air. He goes, "This is the jutsu I've been saving for myself. I haven't showed no one yet." But here goes, boom! Naruto blitzes in the sky. He powers up a Rasengan, and it looks like a vanishing Rasengan like Boruto, how it just disappears and it comes back into view. But as it comes back into view, Naruto's actually molding more chakra nature than one. He molds lightning chakra and wind chakra into it, called the vanishing Rasen Shuriken. And as he spins it up, he chucks it right at Sasori. Sasori tries to use the third Kazekage to block the attack, and everyone's watching. Everyone buzzes out how big this attack is, but then Kakashi realizes if that attack hits, the wake alone is going to either hurt them badly or kill them. And Kakashi tells everyone, move now! Everyone immediately moves. Sasuke and Sakura move immediately as well, jump back. And then as they get far enough, Sasuke activates a Susanoo, wrapping everyone within it. And this is when Chie goes, what is this? And she looks right at Sasuke, and she sees Sasuke's Mongekyo Sharingan, and she goes, the Mongekyo. This kid has progressed that far. And then she goes, what is that? That kid has control of the Nine-Tails chakra? She's looking down at her. Have times truly passed me by where kids can easily put this gap between us? So like, Chio's shocked. Kakashi kind of stabilizes her by holding the shoulder. But what happens is when Naruto chucks the vanishing Rasen Shuriken at Sasori, Sasori gets completely and utterly destroyed, like engulfed in massive attack. Lightning bolts are arc everywhere in one style. They both combine into a massive lightning arc, and they completely destroy Sasori. He's gone immediately. There was no extra puppets, no nothing. All the hundreds of puppets they summoned are all destroyed. And what happened is Deidara's gone, and Naruto lands. Naruto looks around and he goes, well, I'm guessing it's done. And what happens is because Naruto has advanced sensory ninjutsu, and naturally his sensory ninjutsu he trained upon, but being in KCM, he can sense even better. And that's when Naruto notices someone in the wall, not far in the tree. Naruto speed blitzes, jumps on the air, and he destroys the tree. And this is when the creature, when the person falls out of the tree. Bear in mind, Naruto is so fast that to everyone he's like a blur, not even a blur. If you don't have a Sharingan, you will not be able to see them. Or if you're not Might Guy or the third Hokage, you're not seeing nothing. But as Naruto lands and the tree falls, out pops Zetsu. He comes out, and this is when Naruto notices him. And the Sage 6 Path goes, I recognize that one. And Naruto's like, what's that, Gramps? And he goes, I recognize him. The one in the black on the right. Naruto goes, the right? But they're one being, aren't they? And he goes, no. Zetsu goes, my cover has been blown. He hits the ground and does a massive barrage of wood style to try to get himself away. But what he does is he sacrifices Zetsu, the white Zetsu, and black Zetsu moves through the ground to hide himself. And what happens is when Naruto speed blitzes the wood, he completely destroys the white Zetsu part, but black Zetsu manages to get away, and Hagoromo goes. He goes, no, they can't succeed. They can't. Naruto, what can't they succeed? And they go, if they gather all the tailed beasts and place them within the Gedo statue. And not only that, if they use the powers of the Rinnegan, then my work, all my dreams, everything I created in this world will be undone. All the work me and my brother strive to do to fix the problem my mother had placed on this world will be undone. Naruto goes, what do you mean, Gramps? He goes, if the Gedo statue reunites with all the other nine-tailed beasts and the Rinnegan user, what ends up happening is my mother will be reborn. Naruto's like, what? But I thought, and he goes, yes, I steal my mother away. But to reactivate her or bring her back into life, he needs to have all my powers. And when I mean all my powers, you need to have the 10 tails and the Rinnegan to summon my mother. And Naruto's like, 10 tails? And Kudo was looking at the Sage 6 Path, understanding what needs to be done. And then the Sage 6 Path looks at Kurama, goes, there's no time to wait now. Kurama, you and the kid will bond your chakra fully. And from there, Naruto, you need to... And Naruto goes, wait a minute, Gramps. What do you mean bond our chakra completely? I thought we were already united, that's why I have this ability. And Kurama goes, That's a mere ounce of power, Naruto. Once me and you merge, the power that you get will be so much more. That the power that you have is super insufficient. Naruto's like, huh? But why have I been using this power then? And the Sage 6 Path goes, now's not the time for that, Naruto. We need to be vigilant, we need to be ready. You need to get back to the village now, and I'll help prepare you. Naruto goes, alright, Gramps. And so what happens is, They head back to the village. Naruto explains everything that has just transpired. He's seen the infiltrator that was watching everything, and not only that, Lady Chair gives her life to save Gaara, yada yada yada. All the Kazekage stuff happens. It's when they go back to the village where things dramatically change. Now, as they're walking back, Sasuke goes, "I'll do a summoning jutsu." But Naruto goes, "No, I have a flying Raijin tag. I left it and they had him leave." Just grab my shoulders. They all grab Naruto's shoulders and he teleports them all back into the village. And once they get there, they actually freak the third Hokage out by appearing right in his office. He's like, "Whoa, what the hell?" And Naruto goes, "Sorry, Gramps, but we don't have time." And he's like, "What?" And what happens is Kakashi instantly debriefs the third Hokage what has transpired. Naruto goes, "I have something to tell you guys. There's something that you guys actually wouldn't expect." And the third Hokage said, "What's that?" Naruto uses hand signs, and he summons a clone, right? But not just normal one clone. He summons a clone, then he uses the transformation jutsu. He tells the Sage of 6 Paths, "You can speak now." Sage of 6 Paths speaks for the clone as himself. He appears as himself. When the third Hokage sees this, he's like, "What am I looking at?" And the Sage of 6 Paths goes, "I am Hagoromo Otsutsuki, or who you know as the Sage of 6 Paths." And the third Hokage kind of trembles in his place, and he goes, "Events are playing out right now should not be. They should never happen. Now, if you hesitate, if you waste time, the world that you know it will end." And he goes, "Are the Akatsuki threat that much of a threat?" And he goes, "No, they themselves are not the threat. It's what the actions will lead to is the threat." And he goes, "What's that?" He goes, "My mother." And he goes, "Your mother?" And he goes, "Yes, my mother is the true progenitor of chakra." She is the true being on the planet that actually used and molded chakra. I am her son, and I got her powers. Bear in mind, my mother had all my powers, all my brother's powers, and then some. It was both me and my brother's effort that we were able to stop her advance and seal her away. And the third Hokage is like, so he apologizes, goes, wait a minute, where did you come from? Like, what are you? Goes, I awoke in Naruto, and since he's been a little kid, I've been helping him, looking after him, teaching him, raising him, making sure that the world that I left behind doesn't use chakra like tools of war, and if they do, there should be a way to manage it. Naruto and the third Hokage is just baffled, that Naruto has had this honor of being raised by this man, this godlike being. Sasuke goes, so you have him talking to you all the time? Naruto goes, yeah, every day. He talks to me, we go back and forth, he helps me with understanding the world. Sasuke goes, cool. Sakuра's like, wow, alright. But what happens is, the Sage of Six Paths states that we cannot allow my mother to come back because she'll cast a really horrifying jutsu that will enslave the entire world in a dreamlike state forever. And Naruto, they all look at each other and they all feel the need, like how dangerous this is. How if the Sage of Six Paths shows himself now, that this is actually a worry, this is actually a thing. And so Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura, they all look at each other and they're about to leave to go prepare, but the Sage states that you can't do this on your own. He goes, if I noticed it correctly, they have a beam with the Rinnegan. Now, you should not underestimate his power. Naruto, you yourself could probably take him. But the rest of the crew, the rest of the group, I don't know. But we can't take that chance, Naruto. Naruto goes, alright, and goes, so while you're here, Naruto, you're going to be doing some training with Kurama. And the Sage Six Paths like, the third Hokage is like, Kurama, and he goes, Naruto goes, oh, that's the Nine-Tailed Fox's name. All Nine-Tailed beasts have names. True names. We just don't call them by their names. And what happens is, the third Hokage looks at Naruto like, oh. And what happens is, the Sage goes, well, Naruto, you'll be here trading. Sasuke, you need to learn how to activate your eyes. It's time for you to also adhere to your own destiny. And Sasuke looks at him and goes, my destiny? And he goes, simply put, Naruto, you and Naruto are both the reincarnations of my two sons. Sasuke goes, what? Reincarnations? He looks at Naruto, and Naruto goes, yep. And he goes, how long have you known this, Naruto? And he goes, for a while, but Gramps here told me just to keep it to myself until it was time. The information was more pressing or needed. And Sasuke goes, just looks down and goes, oh, I see. And he goes, I must have been for a good reason then, Naruto. And Naruto goes, I wasn't meant to deceive you. Sasuke goes, no, I understand. And Sasuke goes, so go on, Gramps. And Naruto smiles and smiles at him too. He goes, long ago, you two previous incarnations were brothers. One was super talented and the other, well, he was a goofball. Naruto smiles. Sasuke goes, let me guess, Naruto's the goofball? And he goes, very much so. And so what happens is, he goes, after I gave them a choice to go to explore the world, one brother decided to choose isolation, power. His power alone was enough. And the other one shared power, got power through others and gave power through himself. And in turn, I chose the younger brother, which set this roaring class of rivalries throughout the years to now. As Sasuke goes, looks at him and goes, I see. And if you don't mind me asking, who was my previous incarnation? Well, before you was Madara Uchiha. Sasuke looks up like, huh? And before that, Sasuke, well, long before that, your original name was Indra Otsutsuki. And Sasuke is kind of baffled. Naruto looks at him and goes, my incarnation was Asura Otsutsuki. And Sasuke looks at Naruto, so he goes, no matter what, so we're fated to either battle or be rivals or be close like brothers, I guess. Naruto goes, pretty much. But when he told me about this, I wanted to make sure that we did not go through the same cycles. I wanted to make sure that if I advanced as strong as I did, you did too, Sasuke. Hence why I had made it a pressing matter for you to unlock the Mangekyo. Why I made it a pressing matter for you to train alongside me and get strong with me. And knowing that, I made it also a pressing matter that if you're going to curb your vengeance with Itachi, I was there to help you. And Sasuke smiles. Itachi, great. What he does, he puts his arm on Naruto's shoulder and thanks him for being there as a friend. And if it wasn't for him showing him the light, he would have been dark, and he would have been in a dark place. All he wanted was vengeance before, but ever since he helped Naruto, or Naruto helped him, Sasuke has completely changed. The Sage of Six Paths can see that there's a difference between these two reincarnations, and so what he says is, I can't give you what you need right now, Sasuke. To be honest, I don't think you guys are fully ready for this power. However, once you start to go blind, there's that problem. And Sasuke goes, problem? He goes, your Mangekyo Sharingan, you can only upgrade it so far before you fully get blind. Now, I noticed that your brother Itachi has Mangekyo Sharingan, and I hate to say this, either you take him down and take his eyes, or he willingly gives them. Either way, Sasuke, you have to achieve those eyes. And Sasuke goes, can't you just give me the chakra to do so? He goes, right now I'm not in a state to do so, Sasuke. The power that I have within me is insufficient. I can merely only project myself and be a guiding hand. And Sasuke goes, he goes, oh, I understand. And he goes, bear in mind, I sense a dramatic change in your brother. So, let's see how things go from there, Sasuke. But right now, Naruto, you need to begin your training immediately. Naruto goes, alright, Gramps. The third Hokage agrees and tells them to go to the training area to go train. And so Sasuke and Naruto and Sakura go to the training area to train while Kakashi oversees this. And the third Hokage just ponders, he's like, he can't believe he met the god of all shinobi. And so he sits there. And so, as Naruto is training, what happens is Kurama Naruto fist bump for the first time, and they merge chakras to the point where Naruto explodes into KCM2. The moment he goes into KCM2, Sasuke and Sakura are just dumbfounded at how much different Naruto's power has increased to such a massive gap. Like Sasuke's like, even if I wanted to train with Naruto, you have such a massive power. And bear in mind, Naruto's already learnt Sage Mode with Jiraiya, but he's not fully locked into that position yet. He will only have that full power Sage Mode when he gets 6-star Sage Mode, okay? But not right now. And so what happens is Naruto begins to train fully and he practices in KCM, and this is where it gets the attention of Root. Root noticed that Naruto actually can utilize the Nine-Tails chakra to its full capacity. And Danzo don't like that. That's a big threat to his campaign. Danzo has been plotting these last few years to kill the third Hokage and become Hokage. But what ended up happening is Naruto himself, Sasuke and Sakura pose a dramatic threat. Yes, even Sakura does. So what happens is Danzo himself, he works on a ploy to try and take down the third Hokage and Naruto and them. So for the past 2 years he's been doing so, recruiting members, getting Root in position to seal and prevent Naruto and them from helping him. And so this is where the Root coup d'etat happens. Okay, it didn't happen in canon, but this is where it happens in this one anyway. So what happens is sneakily Root wins their way through all the Black Ops Onbu and finds all their positions and he gets ready. And not only that, Danzo has multiple assassins to take out the third Hokage. And not only that, he also has people not far from Naruto on them, ready to not only lock them in place but get their sealing jutsu, their sealing formula on the way. Danzo has all this ready, because he knows if he doesn't do it here and now, he never will have the chance ever again. And so what happens is, once Naruto powers down from KCM2 again, what happens is he relaxes, he hangs out with his friends and everything. That's when I notice that Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura look around, a purple barrier has appeared around them. They're like, what the? And the sealing formula appeared on the ground. Naruto sees this and he instantly breathes a counter seal and breaks the seal that's around them, but the barrier that's around it has an extra sealing formula on it that keeps them there. And when Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura see this, they're like, what the hell's happening? And what happens is they see explosions that are happening outside. Naruto's like, what? And the third Hokage looks like he's her. A massive volley of paper bombs, fireball jutsus, everything like that is hitting the Hokage's office. And rampantly destroying it, and knowing that there's chaos with the Onbu members attacking each other in the village. Now, as this is going down, Naruto sees this, and not only that, the guys that are holding the barrier up around them grossly underestimate how strong Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura is, to the point when Sakura goes to punch the barrier, it actually makes it the whole entire barrier distorts to a massive strength. And when Sasuke sees this, he has sufficient amount of strength to break it right, and Sasuke activates his Susanoo, his partially formed one, the one where it has the skeleton and the armor that jumps over it. When that happens, Sasuke summons a sword and stabs the sword, smashing the sword into the barrier, and it makes all the the joining Black Ops Envoy members shake and shiver. Thanks to the fact that they had to concentrate and focus, and their bodies are aching due to it. But Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, step back. Sasuke goes, Naruto. Naruto immediately explodes his chakra, and what happens is he instantly forms the Nine Tails. And when they see that Naruto is exploded, the Nine Tails, Kurama goes, we only have about a minute in this form, Naruto. Bear in mind, we just fell out of this form. Naruto goes, don't worry, Kurama. All I need is a brief moment. Naruto extends the Nine Tails chakra all around, grabbing the walls and dispersing them immediately, breaking them immediately. And then what happens is Naruto makes shadow clones. They rush out and take out every Ombu member that's there. That was a part of it. Because bear in mind, Naruto can sense them all. And when Naruto senses everything, he makes 1,000 shadow clones, and they rush out into the village. Naruto powers down back into normal base form, but he goes into KCM1. Because bear in mind, Naruto has his own chakra, and Kurama needs to learn how to reinfuse it. Sasuke, what's happening? And what happens? Naruto sees a Black Ops member fall out of the tree. Sasuke grabs him, puts a genjutsu on him, and forces him to talk. And that's when he finds out that Danzo, when they heard Danzo and that this Ombu member was about to talk, the seal on his mouth wraps, pretty much chokes him out. And so Sasuke releases him. It's like, damn. He goes, I couldn't get nothing. Naruto looks around and goes, we're being attacked by our own village. And so what happens is that Team 7 immediately speed blitz to where they need to go. Shadow clones are actually easily rounding up Root Ninja. Bear in mind, these shadow clones are fast. Like, they're masters swift release, like Naruto has everyone that's in there. They can't bloody comprehend Naruto's speed. So, but when Naruto doesn't kill any of the Ombu members willingly, what he does is he just forcefully restrains all of them, puts them in a powerful silly loop, holding them in place, surrounding them up, and pretty much piling them all together. And what happens is when they crowd all the Root Ninja, Naruto rushes over to the Hokage monument. There they hear a massive clashing of weapons, swords, and Naruto can sense one style chakra and fight like multiple chakra natures. And when Naruto appears right there, he sees the third Hokage fighting Danzo, and he sees that Danzo has all these Sharingans on his arm. Naruto's like, what the hell? Is that Lord Danzo? Sasuke goes, look at all those Sharingan. Sasuke gets really angry. He activates a Mangekyo, he jumps up, and Naruto goes, Sasuke, wait! Sasuke appears, and what happens is he gets there, and Danzo looks right at Sasuke, goes, Sasuke, boom! And Sasuke Susanoo smashes Danzo into the side of the wall, killing him immediately. And Danzo disappears and reappears right behind Sasuke. He goes to throw an attack at Sasuke, but what ends up happening is Sasuke Susanoo is also a strong defensive mechanism, and he gets protected by the attack. With Sasuke, Naruto sees this, Naruto immediately speed blitzes Danzo and kicks him right in the face and sends him flying. Danzo tries to recover, but Sakura already appears right behind him, slamming her fists right at Danzo, killing him immediately, punching his entire head off his body. But this is when Danzo reappears and he's about to attack Sakura, but Sakura immediately weaves hand signs and does her distortion wave. Genjutsu was throws off Danzo's visual jutsu. Despite him having the Sharingan and everything, this jutsu that Sakura created was for people that have dojutsus, especially. Everyone else that don't have dojutsus will work really fine if they're not good at genjutsu, or they're not good at keeping focus upon real fast activities. But because this distortion wave hits Danzo rapidly, Danzo is taken off guard and Naruto immediately appears, kicking Danzo. Sasuke smashes Danzo into the ground, and Danzo disappears. And this is when the Sage of 6 class states he's using the Izanagi. Naruto's like, Izanagi? Sasuke's like, he goes, what? The creation of light on all things due to what the hell? And what happens is right away Sasuke notices that every time Danzo dies, the eyes close up and the third Hokage goes, I'm right, kids, I got this. When Naruto goes, no, you don't. You look like you're out of breath, old man. And Naruto looks up and goes, Danzo's jutsu took you by surprise. I doubt that you were able to comprehend how to beat this jutsu. And the third Hokage breathes out. He goes, do you think I'm some simple old man? Naruto goes, no, I don't. But right now that we're here, Lord Third, and it's our job to protect you. And right away, a clone approaches Naruto and tells him that everything's done. All the Root Ninja have been arrested and apprehended, and they're beginning to heal all the other wounded Onbu members and everyone that was affected by this in the battle with the hidden leaf. And as Naruto looks on, Danzo goes, "You little brat, you just needed to stay away. All you needed to do was stay away and the transition of power would have been very, very clear. But no, you guys wanted to play hero." So for that, he grabs double shurikens, powers them up one chakra and throws them at them. And then he does all of the jutsus he can to try and get Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura off his guard. But Sasuke's already got him trained. Sasuke appears behind him, smashing him, forcing him to die over and over and over. But what Sasuke doesn't realize that was he's actually slowly but surely going blind. It's not till Sasuke manages to almost kill Danzo with the second to last eye that Sasuke Susanoo falls apart and he starts to lose vision in his eyes. Sasuke goes, "No, I can't see Naruto." Naruto goes, "Sasuke," boom, he speed blitzes at Sasuke and he puts the Nine Tails chakra around him. Danzo tries to attack but Naruto grabs Danzo and slams him away. Bear in mind Danzo has gotten over the distortion wave, but anyone that was about to jump in or were going to jump in, they can't actually get through. And Sasuke looks at Naruto and goes, "Damn, I overused my eyes. Naruto." Naruto goes, "Sorry, Sasuke." "Sakura!" Sakura grabs Sasuke and he goes, she stays with him. Naruto looks right at Danzo and goes, "I'll make this quick." Naruto speed blitzes Danzo and places the kunai right on Danzo's chest, stabbing him right through him. Danzo disappears and appears behind Naruto. As he goes to swipe to Naruto, Naruto already appears behind Danzo. Danzo's like, "How were you able to do that?" He goes, "No one ever checks their surroundings." Danzo's like, "What?" Naruto slams a Rasengan on Danzo's back, killing him the last time, and he has one more eye. Danzo hits the wall, and he activates the eye that he has, and he tries to put Naruto in Akoto Matsukabe Genjutsu to make Naruto only loyal to him and him alone. But this is when the Sage of Six Paths interferes and blocks any form of Genjutsu within Naruto. He may have limited chakra, but you don't interfere with someone that the Sage of Six Paths actually loves. He places his cane in the water of Naruto's mental mindscape and prevents Danzo from even being able to affect Naruto with the Koto Matsukabe. And this actually throws Danzo supremely off, throws him off hardcore. And he uses a lot of chakra trying to use the jutsu, but it doesn't work. When Naruto looks back, he speed blitzes Danzo and rips the eyes out of Danzo's head. She shoots his eye out of Danzo's head, and Danzo screams in absolute pain. And then not only that, Naruto grabs Sasuke's sword and cuts Danzo's arm off. That has all the Sharingans. He cutting the arm off, Danzo leans over, and the arm that had all the Sharingans and Hashirama's head on it, what ends up happening, a massive tree grows out of it. Big ass tree grows out of it. And Danzo's like, "What the?" And Naruto goes, chucks the sword right on the ground behind Danzo, and he throws kunais all around. And as Naruto was prepared to do his massive powerful Rasengan and Flying Raijin Jutsu, the third Hokage stops Naruto and goes, "Naruto, no, don't kill him." And Naruto goes, "He tried to kill you, Lord Third." And he goes, "I understand." He goes, "No, I can't." He goes, "Naruto, it's better to arrest him and try him than to kill him and waste life." Naruto goes, at first he really just doesn't want to forgive Danzo, but Naruto completely compresses the Rasengan, destroys it, and walks away. Danzo goes, "How weak he was," and the third Hokage grabs his adamantine staff and instantly smacks Danzo's head right off his shoulders. So Naruto looks back and Danzo's head hits the ground. And Naruto looks to the third Hokage and goes, "Because it's a waste of life for you to take. But this is my responsibility. He was my friend. I put him in this position. I made him do the things that I couldn't do. If anyone wants to blame Naruto, it's me." Naruto said the third Hokage and jumps by Sasuke and goes, "Sasuke, you're right." Sasuke is actually quite literally a little bit in pain. And he's really upset that he actually can't see properly. And so for the next couple of days, Sasuke spends time in the hospital until Naruto tries to figure stuff out. But what ends up happening, a bird lands in the hidden leaf village and Naruto sees this bird. It's a crow. Naruto runs to the crow and grabs the letter. The letter tells Sasuke to meet him at the old Uchiha hideout. Naruto's like, "What the?" But he doesn't tell Sasuke this time. Naruto crushes the letter and goes, "Maybe this is my chance." The Sage of Six Paths states that it'll be better if Sasuke gets Itachi's eyes because they're both brothers. And it'll work much more better this way. Madara Uchiha did it with his brother's eyes and he unlocked the Eternal Mangekyo the same way. Maybe they both can help each other. And Naruto goes, I don't want to kill him though. That's Sasuke's revenge. That's Sasuke's job. But in doing so, I could lead Sasuke down a worse path. And he goes, "It's alright, Naruto. Just go talk to Sasuke and see what Sasuke has to say about it." So Naruto goes, "Alright, Gramps." Now bear in mind, the village is rebuilding itself after the failed coup d'etat by Root and everything, and like that, Danzo is a war criminal and is dead. All of Root armed members are put in jail, and they are in jail, and Sai is also part of them, so he's gone. And so what ends up going down from there, as what's it called? Naruto goes to tell Sasuke. This is when Jiraiya enters the village again. Jiraiya goes, "Hey kiddo, I heard what happened." Naruto looks back and goes, "Jiraiya sensei." And what happens? And Tsunade also appears too. Goes, "Hey Naruto." And Naruto goes, "Legolas, Tsunade. Hey, you two are hanging out a lot. I thought you guys were done with your little venturing together." Tsunade smiles and Jiraiya does too, and he goes, "Well, I can't let my muse be gone now. I won't be able to finish my books." And Tsunade goes, "I enjoy walking with this clown. Regardless, we're old. We have to enjoy some company some way, right?" And Naruto goes, "Very true. Bushizune." And she goes, "Off with Kakashi, of course." Naruto goes, "Is that right?" And Tsunade goes, "So what are you doing, kid?" He goes, "I need to go see Sasuke." And Jiraiya goes, "I got some information for you, Naruto, before you go." And he goes, "What's that?" He goes, "I think I know what the leader of the Akatsuki is." And Naruto goes, "Oh?" And goes, "Yes, if the intel was correct and you guys are spot on upon seeing his eyes and he has the Rinnegan, then I believe I know who he is." Naruto goes, "Who is he?" He goes, "He was one of my students that I actually thought was dead a long time ago." Naruto goes, "A student?" He goes, "Nagato Uzumaki." Naruto's like, "Uzumaki? What the?" And he goes, when I used to train him before, he had the Rinnegan. He had all these abilities. And if he's who you suggest he is, that's definitely Nagato." Naruto goes, I'll keep that in mind, Jiraiya Sensei, but I need to go." And he goes, "Go? Where you going, Naruto?" And he goes, "I'll explain later." Naruto speed blitzes at Sasuke. Sasuke is awake talking to Sakura. He's quite literally almost fully blind in pain. But Naruto appears. Sakura is keeping Sasuke calm. Naruto goes, "Sasuke, I got a letter from your brother Itachi." And Sasuke goes, "You got the letter?" "Actually, the letter was for you, but I managed to intercept it before it landed on in your room." Sasuke goes, "What does the letter say, Naruto?" "Your brother wants to meet at the old abandoned Uchiha hideout." And Sasuke goes, "What's that for?" "I'm unsure. But in the present condition that you're in, Sasuke, I can't allow you to go." And he goes, "Well, what are you going to do then?" "I think I should go in your place, Sasuke." Sasuke looks at Naruto. And goes, I understand, Sasuke. I really understand that this is your revenge, but I'm not going to have you lie down in pain and knowing that I have the means to help you get better." Sasuke looks at Naruto. He goes, Sasuke breathes out. "My revenge was all that I had for a long time, Naruto. Actually, that was the thing that kept me going until you two come into my life. You idiots." Naruto smiles and goes, "If you have to kill him, Naruto, then I won't hate you for it. In fact, I'm very, very grateful that you kind of took the burden away from me. But if you could resolve it any other way, where it doesn't need to go the way where you kill him, it allows for me to heal and kill him, then I'll accept that too." Naruto smiles. "I'll do my best." Naruto pulls a kunai out and gives it to Sasuke and goes, "When you're near me, I'll be here, okay? But until then, take this. And I'll come back straight to this market after the situation. Sakura, when I get back, you gotta prepare for surgery, okay? You gotta replace Sasuke's eyes." Sakura goes, "Alright, Naruto." Naruto doesn't tell the third Hokage where he's going. He just leaves. Naruto instantly leaves the village and appears at a kunai outside the village, and Naruto speed blitzes it right across the land. Now it takes only but let's say Naruto's max speed, it takes about a few hours, okay? Bear in mind this is a couple of days after the failed coup d'etat by Root. So Naruto speed blitzes to them. But this is in a situation where Hidan and Kakuzu happen, all that stuff still comes about. So that still takes place where Shikamaru watches Asuma die. That all still happens, okay? But it's with pain where things change. With him, when he saw Naruto, saw the power of Naruto, he couldn't put his finger on it, but he saw familiarity within Naruto. And so he needs to be calm, collective, and understanding, and even having Black City tell them that this kid he believes the kid has mastery of the Night House chakra, because pose a big threat. So Nagato has, in essence, has re-collaborated all the streams, and he's making sure that he's ready to attack Konoha. He found out that Konoha has gone through a coup d'etat, so he readies himself to attack the village that day. And so, as they are preparing, Naruto has already speedboated and he made it to the Uchiha hideout. Now bear in mind, Kisame and Itachi already had their conversation and conflict battle between each other. What happens is, when Naruto lands, Kisame walks out, and Naruto goes, "So this is the real you, right?" And Kisame goes, "Yes, I am, little brat. Where's Sasuke? Only he's allowed to get past me." Naruto goes, "What makes you think you can stop me?" He goes, "I'm the real me, and I will never hold back at this time." Naruto goes, "I have no time for this." Naruto explodes the KCM2. When Kisame sees this, he's actually taken aback. Naruto immediately appears, grabs Samihara, throws him away. So Kisame looks right at Naruto. He tries to even make a shark palm jutsu, but Naruto immediately instantly smashes Kisame, but he instantly blitzes him. Naruto looks like he's using the flying Raijin, but he's moving so fast that he looks like he's teleporting. And Kisame can't do nothing. He's actually being smacked around so fast that he can't even comprehend it, to the point where Naruto kicks him in the air, jumps up in the air, makes the Shadow Clone, kicks off that Shadow Clone. Naruto goes, "Let's end this here and now." He goes, "Resen Bomb!" Boom! Slams the Rasengan with the Biju Bomb together into Kisame. And as they hit the ground, a massive Time Beast Bomb explodes. And when Kisame getting completely overwhelmed and engulfed by the attack, he's dead. Samihara got destroyed by the attack as well. Naruto gets up off the ground, his hand slightly injured for the fact that he held on to the attack, but instantly heals immediately. Naruto looks inside and senses Itachi and Speedboats is inside. And when Naruto sees Itachi goes, "I half expected Sasuke to appear. What are you doing here, Naruto?" Naruto goes, "Cut the chit chat. You either give up now and I take your eyes now, or I forcefully kill you and steal your eyes." Itachi goes, "Oh, and what do you need my eyes for, Naruto?" And he goes, "Sasuke's gone blind." And I don't give a hell. What do you think? You're Akatsuki members. Give up now, Itachi. Naruto's not even kidding. Itachi can sense Naruto's sincerity. And as Itachi activates the Mangekyo and looks within Naruto, he sees the Sage Spark again. And Itachi goes, "Who was that within your mind? Who's that being with the Renegon?" Naruto goes, "Huh? What?" And then Naruto looks in his mind and he sees Itachi within his mindscape. And Naruto's like, "What the hell are you doing? He's about to attack Itachi," but Itachi goes, he tells Naruto within his mind that, "I'm being watched, Naruto. I'm trying to help you. You say my little brother is going blind, then I'll willingly give you my eyes. But please explain to me who I'm looking at." Itachi, so Naruto's like, "What?" And then before Naruto explains it, Itachi goes, "I'm guessing you don't trust me. Well, then I'll show you the conditions upon why I left the village and why I left Sasuke the way I did. And first, I'd like to apologize." And this is when Naruto realized what Itachi meant before. And so what happens is, when Itachi shows Naruto everything that happened with Danzo, the third Hokage, the Konoha attack on the village, Madara, all that stuff, Naruto freezes on the spot. He's like, "You did all of this to protect the village, to protect Sasuke? Why didn't you say anything? We could have helped you before." He goes, "I was being watched, Naruto." Naruto goes, "I see. Well, we don't have time for this right now, but that's the Sage's Sixth Pass. He's the Gramps that's been training me all my childhood." Itachi goes, "The god of all shinobi, the creator of all things?" And the Sage's Sixth Pass goes, "You give me a lot of credit, Itachi Uchiha. And I must say, for someone so powerful, you're very humble. In fact, you remind me of a form of me where all I wanted to do was spread peace and understand. Despite me being very powerful, I didn't crave power, nor did I desire to keep it." And Itachi smiles and thanks the Sage's Sixth Pass. Kodama instantly appears, and Itachi looks at the Nine Tails and he goes, "Understand this, you make one wrong move, I kill you." And Itachi's like, I'm not here to make any idle threats. If Sasuke really needs my eyes, really needs my help, then take me, Naruto. I'm not well anyway. I believe I'm sick and I'm dying." Naruto looks at him and he goes, "I don't see it, but what the Sage's Pass says he has an illness." And Itachi goes, "If we're gonna fight and you're gonna incapacitate me, we'll do it more realistic so they believe that this is that what has happened and it's gone down. Naruto goes, alright then, leave my mindscape. In the real world, barely a second has passed, but in the mindscape, like a few minutes has. And as Itachi releases the Genjutsu, Naruto already speed blitzes him. He goes, how real is this? Punches Itachi and knocks him out immediately. He punches Itachi into the wall, and it cracks the entire wall, shaking the entire hideout. Itachi drops on the ground. Naruto grabs Itachi and teleports back to the village. And when he gets back to the village, back at the Uchiha hideout, Zetsu comes out and he's like, that kid just took Itachi. And White Zetsu's like, what do we do? He goes, we must tell Pain now. And they go back to where Nagato or Obito is, and they explain everything that has transpired and what happened to Kisame and Itachi. When Obito hears that Kisame's dead and Itachi is pretty much dead as well, Obito's like, finally, we can attack the Heavenly Village now. And so he agrees to Naruto to do so. But back with when Naruto's, when Sasuke sees Itachi, he's like, well, actually Sasuke don't see him, it's Sakura that sees him. Naruto goes, Sakura, we need to work together to swap both eyes out for Itachi and Sasuke, and knowing that we need to heal Itachi. And he goes, heal Itachi, but he's the bad guy. Naruto goes, places his hand on his shoulder, goes, no, he is not. And what happens is Naruto asks his lady Tsunade for a favor, and Tsunade goes, don't worry kid, I'm here to help. So Tsunade performs the surgery, and both Naruto and Sakura stay there to heal and circulate the chakra between Itachi and Sasuke. And not only that, because Tsunade is better than Naruto and Sakura at healing medical ninjutsu, she finds a cure, and it takes a while, but she finds a cure and heals Itachi's illness. And what happens is not only that, both Naruto and Sakura stand over their patient and heal them. Sakura heals Sasuke while Naruto heals Itachi. And so as this is going down, Nagato has gotten the all clear to attack the Hidden Leaf Village. So when he tries to consolidate his forces, all that's left is Hidan and Kakuzu. Kisame, so these are who are dead. Kisame and Itachi are apparently dead. Itachi is apparently dead. Deidara Sasori is dead. Hidan and Kakuzu are still alive. Konan and all the Pains are alive, and Zetsu and Obito is alive. So what ends up happening is Kakuzu, Hidan, Konan, the Pains into the Hidden Leaf Village, or they make it to the perimeter of the Hidden Leaf Village, and this is where they prepare themselves to attack the village in general. What happens is, to find Naruto though, they send in multiple raiding parties. Kakuzu, Hidan. Kakuzu summons with 5 hearts to separate, because bear in mind the Hidden Leaf is still repairing from the damage and all the dead that the coup d'etat happens. So when Naruto, when everyone feels the breach in the village, Naruto looks around and says, what the? And he senses it. And what happens is Naruto immediately speed blitzes the area to he leaves. Bear in mind, Tsunade's already finished the surgery and the medicine to heal Itachi, so Itachi is cured from the disease, but both Sasuke and Itachi are still knocked out. So Tsunade takes over Naruto's place to heal Itachi. What happens? Naruto jumps out and he boosts out of the hospital, and this is when he sees multiple summoning jutsus attack the village. When Naruto sees this, what happens is thankfully Jiraiya is there as well, and Itachi, not Itachi, he's still out of commission, and Kakashi and more. But what happens is my guy is still away out of the village, training, okay, or doing his own mission. But the third Hokage is also there too. So when the summoners come, what happens is a massive adamantine staff smacks the giant bull away. And what happens is when the Rhino comes, Naruto sees this and immediately speed blitzes it, and he instead of grabbing it in Sage Mode, Naruto trips it up. And what happens is he teleports the bull out of the Hidden Leaf, because it's causing unnecessary damage. And then Naruto jumps back into the village, and what happens is so much summonings appeared when Naruto has to use his Shadow Clone Jutsu to take them out, and all the village responds in kind as much as people can. They go to help, and Nagato assists Naruto's abilities. He's flying over in the air, well actually Tendo Pain or the Diva Path or Yahiko Pain. They're flying over, and so is Konan. And as they're watching, Nagato or Tendo Pain sees Jiraiya fighting as well. And Jiraiya does multiple summonings where he summons all 3 of his toads to apprehend all the summoning animals. And what happens is the third Hokage also helps too. So everyone's at full swing, taking out their Kakuzu and Hidan, they attack as well. Kakuzu sees Naruto and he wants to go for the kill, so he sends his hearts to attack Naruto. Naruto speed blitzes all of them, destroying all the masks straight away, and appears right by Kakuzu and he goes, "You're the immortal Kakuzu from the waterfall village, right?" And he goes, "What?" Boom! Naruto stabs his kunai right into Kakuzu, slams him into the wall. Naruto turns the kunai, locking him in place. Hidan appears and tries to attack Naruto, but Naruto pretty much body flickers so fast that he looks like if the weapon just phased through him. Naruto turns back and grabs Hidan's scythe, kicks him, spins him around, flips him up, kicks him again, sends him high into the air. Naruto rips the scythe from him, and Naruto slams Hidan into the ground, stabs a kunai right in his chest and turns it, sealing him in place too. So Kakuzu and Hidan's dead. Well, not dead, just sealed in place. Kakuzu lost all his hearts but the one that's within his body. And Kakuzu's like, "What the? Release us, you brat!" And Hidan's like, well, he's suffering the pain and he's enjoying it. He goes, "All is for you, Lord Jashin." Kakuzu's like, "Duh, I can't wait to kill you, you stupid fool." And as Kakuzu and Hidan have been immediately apprehended, this is where, Naruto tells Conan to attack. And so Conan readies himself and sends hundreds of thousands of paper bombs flying like little mini shurikens at Naruto and the entire village. It rains down on them at max speed. And bear in mind the village is still scrambling to negate what's happening or what's going down, all the pains. And this is when Shizune's soul gets ripped out and they find out Naruto, what's happening in the village. That Itachi and them still alive, blah blah blah. And when Nagato hears that Itachi's still alive, this actually angers him. So where he tells all the ones that are still there, he removes all the pains, all the summonings. Conan's bombs still fall, but they do little damage because Naruto does a multiple wind-style breakthrough jutsus to throw them off course. But this is when Nagato flies down and he goes, "Naruto is a Maki." Naruto jumps up in the Hokage building that was partially destroyed and stands there and he goes, "Do you know pain?" Naruto goes, "Pain? I lived through it. I know what pain is. Do you know what pain is?" And he goes, "You're talking to me about pain, kid." And he goes, "Let's see how you handle this pain." Nagato flies up straight in the air, Tendo pain flies up straight in the air, he goes, "Almighty push." There's a massive almighty push. When Naruto sees this and the attack is about to engulf him and hit him, Naruto explodes straight into KCM2 state and blocks the majority of the attack. And when he sees that the attack is going to destroy the hospital, he completely appears right in front of it and makes a Ninetales avatar to block it, or a giant head to block the attack. And what happens is, as the almighty push engulfs the entire area, what happens is the hospital still saved, Sasuke and Itachi are saved, but everyone else that was not saved, they were dead or buried or in massive pain. Jiraiya got killed from this attack, and so did a lot of other people. Naruto sees Jiraiya's dead body, and this gets Naruto and Naruto laughs at Tende laughs goes, "I had to think Jiraiya was the strongest person I know, and he got killed by that simple attack." And Naruto goes, "He was fighting off your damn summonings. That's what he was doing." He goes, "How pathetic." Naruto goes, "Who are you calling pathetic?" Yeah, he goes, "I'm calling now Sensei pathetic." And this pisses off Naruto so much so that the Ninetales tells Naruto to calm down. And then what happens as Naruto's moving forward, this is when they say the sixth path states, "Naruto, you're the only one that can prevent what's coming up, what could possibly be. You're the only one that can stop it. So if you do get the chance, Naruto, I will suggest to you to take those eyes." Naruto, "What do you mean take those eyes? Take them and destroy them?" "No. I would have suggested that, Naruto. I suggest that you implant those Rinnegan within your own eyes." Naruto goes, "But why?" And he goes, "You'll have control of the Gero statue if you do so. And the person that's pulling the strings behind the scenes, well," and Naruto goes, "Pulling the strings," and he goes, "Bear in mind, Naruto, why did I attack the village as your father stated before?" Meaning he's still the one pulling the strings. And if they get the eyes and the access to the Gero statue, they could possibly be that much more closer to summoning my mother." Naruto goes, "Alright, Gramps, I'll do as you say." He goes, "Thank you, Naruto." And he goes, "So that means I'll have eyes like yours?" And he goes, "Pretty much, kid." Naruto smiles, "Alright then." Naruto stands up, and what he does is he's angry that a lot of people died, but the Sage of Six Paths states with the chakra that you have and the chakra that he'll give Naruto, once he gets the Rinnegan, he'll be able to resurrect everyone that dies. And it won't cost Naruto's life, and he'll still have the Rinnegan. So Naruto stands up and goes, "Alright, Grabs." So Naruto comes down with all his pain summonings, and Konan floats around with all her attacks. Zetsu and Obito are just looking out from a distance. Obito's like, let's see how this kid takes on pain. Let's see how it does. Pain laughs at Naruto, goes, see, this is pain. This is burden. The world is free of all the anguish of humans. And Naruto looks at him so angry, but he has to keep his composure. And so Naruto goes full power KCM2. And this is when he focuses, he goes, hey, you know what I've never done before? And Kurama goes, what's that? Naruto closes his eyes. And as he closes his eyes, he begins to absorb nature energy. And Kurama goes, you're relying on that, Jutsu. He goes, hey, come on. Old Gramps is stuck in Sage Mode. At least let me give it a go. What do we have to lose, Kurama? Kurama's like, fine, alright, okay. That's alright with you. But come on, Naruto, please. I hate that jutsu. So what ends up happening is Naruto focuses, he closes his eyes, and he begins to absorb nature energy. And the moment he absorbs nature energy, this is when Ashura pass. And really rushes at Naruto trying to attack him, but Naruto goes into Sage Mode, KCM2 state, and catches the attack, destroys the arm, and to Naruto, everyone's frozen on the spot. Naruto looks at everybody how slow everyone is. The only one that can react true to Naruto properly is the Yahiko pain. Naruto destroys the Asuma path, and he speed blitzes all the other paths real fast. He speed blitzes the one that absorbs soul, the animal summoning, the one that absorbs chakra, and then what happens to Naruto readily goes and kicks and breaks apart the one that summons the King of Hell. All that's left is Konan and Yahiko pain, or the Diva path. And as Yahiko Pain looks at Naruto goes, what the hell is this kid? How was he able to overwhelm all my forces in the blink of an eye? Konan is a fake copy of himself. The real one was by Nagato. And so with Naruto being a Sage, KCM2 Sage mode, Tendo Pain and Konan stand ready. And as Naruto faces off against them, this is where we're going to leave this one off, guys. I hope you guys like this. Please like, subscribe, leave your comments down below, and leave the bell notification on so you guys can be the first to get my new content. And of course, as always, guys, please take care of you guys selves, okay? Because most importantly in this world, take care of you guys selves. Because what's happening around this world is not really that great. And if you don't open your eyes to what's actually happening around you, then you could put yourself in unnecessary danger, okay, guys? But yeah, thank you guys for all your support, and I hope you enjoyed this video, okay, guys? But yeah, as usual, guys, this is Dr. Kahu saying peace.